I haven't had Tears of the Kingdom for very long, just a few days. Of course, I'm not showing any of my footage because trust me, I would not risk getting spanked by Doug Bowser for doing something like that. So you're gonna see some pre-release footage as I talk, but just know this. There will never be another game like Tears of the Kingdom. And listen, okay, this is coming from someone that doesn't even like. Okay, I'm not gonna say I don't even like. I'm not a super big Zelda fan. You know, it's not even like in my top 10 video game franchises. I'm not super crazy, like, played all of them, challenge runs, Ocarina of Time randomizer. Like, I'm really not. I play the games and I enjoy them for what they are and I move on to the next big thing. My thing is more like Pokemon, more JRPGs, like Persona. Like, that's more my style. But even someone like me, man, I have to admit it. Tears of the Kingdom will go down, and like, this is a monumental game. This will go down in history as one of the greatest games of our generation. 40, 50 years in the future, we're gonna look back at the Switch, whatever we're playing, whatever VR thing we're playing, we're gonna look back and be like, that was a great game. This video is gonna serve as a first impressions. I hesitate to call it review because I haven't played too long, and just a hype. I'm not gonna include any spoilers. Trust me. This is just like a hype check for people. I just want you guys to be excited, just as excited as I am, to keep on playing this game. And that's the first thing I wanted to say. So what I mean by there will never be a game like Tears of the Kingdom, what does that mean? Well, you have to think the legacy that the Breath of the Wild franchise has, right? And what I mean by the Breath of the Wild franchise is this like little duology we have here, right? Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So Breath of the Wild, of course, is a game that is so popular. To this day, 6 years later, it is still regarded to as the best Switch game by many, many people. The Switch launched alongside it, and honestly, without Breath of the Wild, the Switch would have never reached its peak that it did. Like, I know COVID and Animal Crossing helped, but 2017, man, even people that had never touched Zelda, didn't even know what Link was, probably thought Link was Zelda, they were playing Breath of the Wild. It was such an insane game. So to have a sequel come out 6 years later, so this has definitely been in development for a long time. You have so much to live up to. You have this legacy game, this game that many people are nostalgic for. Many people see the Switch and the Breath of the Wild as like synonymous. They're like the same thing to people's eyes. In order to really reach those peaks, you have to do something different. You have to go in crazy. You have to triple, quadruple the everything about the first game. And I'm telling you right now, Tears of the Kingdom does it. It is successful in what it's trying to do. How do you live up to such a high legacy? By creating an even higher one, and that is what Tears of the Kingdom has successfully done. The first thing I want to mention about this game is just the content, right? Many people, myself included, poured hours and hours and hours, hundreds, even thousands of hours into Breath of the Wild. And honestly, this game makes Breath of the Wild feel so barren. Not only is the map so much bigger, again, no spoilers, I'm not going to explain how, but just know that there's just more areas to explore. But not only that, the areas that you're used to are just filled with so much more. Honestly, the pre-release footage gives you a pretty decent idea of what the game is, but not to the degree, like, it's better. It's better than the pre-release footage. Even if you're someone like me that spent hours watching Nintendo Life, Game Explain, IGN, all these channels cover the game. Nintendo, you can tell, cherry-picked parts of the game that were good, looked good, but they definitely held their cards close and hid like the fantastic parts of the game, so you could play the game and experience it for yourself. And again, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but just know that there's a lot there. This game definitely isn't DLC. Okay, I know there's a big debate. I just wanted to mention it for a second. No, this game isn't DLC. This isn't some big scam. I'm not saying that it's worth $70, or I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm glad Nintendo charged 10 extra. I wish it was 60, but honestly, the fact that it's $70, like, I still feel like I'm getting so much value out of the dollar price, right? Again, I'm not advocating, oh, every Breath of the Wild like game should now be 70, like, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, if a game had to be 70, it should be this one, because it's just so incredibly it's cracked. It's really hard to talk about the game without giving anything away. But yeah, that's just the one thing that I really want to drive home is the scale. So not only is the map just so much bigger or just so much more areas in general, but the amount of stuff to do in those areas, like by tenfold. There's more than just, the odd camp. There's more than just like a random hidden merchant in the corner. Like there's a lot of incentive to explore. That is more than just Korok seeds. That's more than just like, little chests here and there. Like the world feels so alive. They took everything they learned from Breath of the Wild and made this masterpiece of a game. And I don't use that word that often, but this game is a complete masterpiece. And trust me when I say you're gonna get lost in this world so quickly. You're gonna lose, the hours are gonna slip by without you even noticing. And I think this is a great game, even if you've never played the first Breath of the Wild, which is crazy. If you're watching this video, there's no way you didn't, right? But if you haven't, for whatever reason, played the first one, don't worry about it. Honestly, this game kind of makes the first one obsolete, which is kind of weird to say because the first one is such a popular and amazing game. I'm sure there is some merit to go back and play the first one, but this one is like, it's not even like a sequel, and it's not just DLC either. It's like not a definitive version. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like if the first Breath of the Wild is just a plain piece of bread, Tears of the Kingdom is like a sandwich with toasted bread, brioche, the best wagyu meat. Like it just takes the raw ingredients that Breath of the Wild gave it and they just cook something amazing to the point where it's hard to even call it a sequel. It's like a successor or something because it takes place in the same area and it's a sequel narratively, definitely. Like obviously if you want to learn what happens, play the first one, that's good, but I'm talking about like the systems, the UI, the gameplay, just the flow, game design perspective. It just elevates it to the highest degree, to the point where there's no doubt in my mind that, like I said in the top of the video, this game is going to be one of those legacy, those generational video games that don't come out very often. You hear the saying, they don't make games like this anymore. Well, trust me, they just made one. This is our Ocarina of Time. This is the one where when we grow up and we have kids, we're going to tell our kids, ah, man, you don't even know about Tears of the Kingdom. You don't even know about that, And we're going to dust out the old Switch. We're going to set it down and be like, play it. Just like how, I played Ocarina of Time because, my uncle said, this is the greatest game ever. And I played it when I was a little bit older. It's one of those games. We're in the brisk of greatness, And again, don't take my words like a biased one, okay? I'm not a Zelda super fan. My favorite games are Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest. Like, I'm a completely different type of video game player than like a Zelda maniac. I don't even like puzzles, or honestly, I'm not even too hot on open worlds, which is a completely other topic. But yeah, so just know that this is one of those great games. And yeah, I just wanted to come on here and just kind of share my passion. I'm usually a little bit more I don't know, goofy, loosey-goosey with it. I feel like I'm so poetic in this video, but it's because honestly it's for a good reason. It's just a great game. So yeah, it's just a great game. Play it. It comes out so soon. I really hope you guys enjoy it. I really hope that my words hyped you up if you're not or weren't hyped already. And if you were hyped already, then let's go, dude. Let's get hyped together. But yeah, this is a great game. I just wanted to say it one last time. There will never be another game like Tears of the Kingdom. Thank you so much for watching, everyone.